Lately, I've been getting a lot of, I guess, like this wow factor. They question me, like, why is your business systems so well formulated? How did you get it that way? And an easy way to answer that is I look at my business systems and processes as if they are alive, as if they are people. I look at the health of my business system as if it is a person. I do checkups on it, annual checkups. And just like you will go to a specialist for a certain part of your body or a certain area of your body, I will run tests on certain areas of the company to ensure that that area is healthy. So in particular, I like to diagnose my systems. I like to see if there's a problem. And in a lot of cases, when you have a flu, when your body is sick, when your system is not aligned, when there's something wrong with it, we typically cleanse it, we detox it, or we get medicine to clear it out and clean it. Whatever the infection is. And that's the same thing that I typically do with my company and with the systems that I have. I understand that business systems, just like people, cannot be overworked. Business systems, just like people, have to be rested. They have to rest. They have to build muscle. They have to train. They have to get better. So in a lot of situations, people would look at me when in terms of running my company, and they would be like, why is the company closed for this amount of time? Because you're not going to train a runner or train a professional athlete or someone, and you're not going to train them all year nonstop and never give them a break. You're going to give them a break. You're going to do checkups on them. You're going to make sure that their body's all right. You're going to make sure that their system's running functionally. You're probably even going to put them on a health plan to ensure that muscle packs on. That's what I typically do in my processes and my systems here in my own entrepreneurial system at Perfectly Different Consulting, Inc. So that's if anyone wants to know how the company can run so smoothly, how it's doing so well, it's because of the fact, again, like I run it and I treat my company as if it is a person, and I treat it as if it deserves healthcare. I treat it as if it deserves good access to healthcare. I treat it as if it deserves a break every now and then. It's not fair if you have a business system and a business process and you're letting people take off from work and you're not giving your business process a rest or a break. You're not even asking. There's something, it just like a person. You're not going to overwork a person and then never ask them, hey, are you okay? Do you need anything? So I typically that's my way of thanking my business systems and my business processes, which is by doing somewhat of a little close down sometimes, maybe for 1 to 2 days, maybe 3. And I check on my company and I say, hey, how are you? How are you doing? What is it that I can do to fix you? And through that, that's my quality assurance program. That's where I'm not only running a quality assurance program on the people in my company per se to see if they're happy with my work, but I'm running a quality assurance program on my business system and my business process, checking up on that process. And the results that I get from that process tell me whether that process is happy with me. If my process gives me horrible efficiency results, if it gives me horrible metrics, horrible productivity, then I understand that system isn't happy with me. That process isn't happy with me. It tells me it's not healthy. It's not a healthy system. So I take the time to review those and do those diagnostics on the system, if you will, in terms of a figure of speech. And I determine how I am going to either increase the health and vitality of my system in my company, my process, or whether I'm doing well. And your results typically give you the answer to that. There's not only a process for quality assurance on your people, but again, you have to do quality assurance on your process as well. That's the main engine. That's the main function. That's what's running all the time. And it's not fair if you do not check up on those processes and ask them if they're okay. And again, fix whatever issues that process may have. And that in turn will reduce the risk of employee error. Because sometimes when we're working in a company and we're dealing with our employees, in a lot of cases, we may look at an employee and look at their performance and their metrics, and company processes or systems and processes may fail them. And because of those systems and processes, it may fall on that employee to make that employee look like they are incompetent. So it's important to not only do the quality assurance on that employee to determine their competency through maybe job analysis or maybe some, job satisfaction survey or what have you, or some index, but by also determining within your company by running those exams. And a lot of my exams, of course, again, are phenomenological. They're ethnography. To determine whether that system is okay. In addition, sometimes I run effectuation studies as well in those systems. But I also use different models like Cotter's model. I also use, I guess you would say, Six Sigma to kind of review over my systems and make sure that they're running in process. A lot of the things that I also like to do in terms of making sure that my system processes are running correctly and keeping them in line are using things like Scrum and Kanban. So when Scrum and Kanban aren't happy, when Six Sigma isn't happy, when that's not running correctly outside of what your employees are telling you in the quality assurance survey, then that's something within itself that you have to double check. And if your business system and your business process is the entire body that your employees need to run through and function, if your employees are the blood pumping through the veins of your company body, then there's got to be a way to ensure that you make sure that that company body itself, which are the processes and the systems, are healthy.